In a few days, SCTECH 2024 will get started. JOANNES VERMOREL is part of an all-star speaker lineup who will join us at the Supply Chain Technology Conference. This year's theme is Facing Supply Chain Challenges in the AI Age. JOANNES, could you please introduce yourself and tell us what can we expect from your presentation?
I'm JOANNES VERMOREL. I am the CEO and founder of Lokad, a company that specializes in the predictive optimization of supply chain. So we have been helping our clients to optimize the supply chain for over a decade. And we have been, I think, pioneers in solutions that are heavily automated. So you can call them AI if you want, but Lokad has been at it for more than a decade. So generally speaking, artificial intelligence has been around for the last 70 years. The progress has been steady, but a lot more incremental than what people would probably think it was. On this thought, I am very much aligned with, let's say, people like Lokad, who say that, yes, despite the fact that the general public seems to have become aware of AI through the development of LLMs, there has been, a steady stream of progress, as it has been for pretty much the last 70 years. So this is very, very interesting. The talk itself is, I have been titled Natural Stupidity and Artificial Intelligence. And in fact, it is quite interesting because the general section is about the challenges that are being faced. And the reality is that when a company wants to modernize through better software technologies its supply chain, it's first and foremost, I think, an exercise in rationality. This is very difficult. Supply chains are difficult to optimize because you don't even know what you want to optimize. It's not clear. I mean, if I tell you want less inventory, yes, to some extent. You want higher service level, yes, to some extent. But you also want plenty of other things, and all those goals are, undermining the other goals. So you have like trade-off all over the place. And what are the sort of trade-off that you want to do? It is difficult. There is plenty of challenges when it comes to just having a rational approach, both for companies that operate supply chains, but also for vendors like myself who develop technologies that are intended to improve those supply chains. So let's go back to what do people call, artificial intelligence. What I call intelligence, artificial now, is the capacity to solve problems. That's it. So my take is that what you want, and that's the key distinction, is that you want your decisions to be intelligent, intelligence being characterized by their profitability. The more profitable, the more intelligent it was in the decision. And you want that to be automated. If you have something that can generate continuously highly profitable decisions that in a way that is completely automated, we can call that artificial intelligence. What we need is to apply rationality. What I'm challenging is that rationality also means challenging things that are really taken for granted. And if your concepts are deeply broken, what do you really expect from a fancy piece of technology? Time series. The entire supply chain world seems to be convinced that time series are a useful instrument to approach the future. My counter proposition is that it isn't. In physics, the laws of physics are completely symmetrical with regard to the past and the future. This is the perspective of a physicist. But this is not the appropriate perspective for supply chain. Time series pretty much assume that the future, it is just like forecasting the movement of planets. Something that is very distant, and whatever you do has no impact whatsoever on the future placement of the planet. It is true for the future position of Mars, yes, but your supply chain very much depends on decisions that you've not yet made. So if you just, extend your time series, that doesn't really make sense because the future is conditional upon decisions that you've not yet made. And yet your mathematical model, the time series, just expect that it is purely deterministic and that nothing that you will do in the future will actually change anything. Again, this is like what I'm challenging is that some basic premise, and my general take is that this modern world is not as rational as I would say people perceive it is, and that we have, I would say, islands of rationality that are amazing. That's the technologies that we have for cell phone. They have like islands of rationality where the human mind did marvels, but the rest of humanity is pretty much still, I would say, muddling with medieval sort of thinking, where it's not like even prehistoric sort of thing. And we get the illusion that we are like modern thinkers just because we have an iPhone in our pocket. But yes, the device is a marvel of engineering, but that doesn't prove that you yourself, you are the pinnacle of what the human mind can achieve. And that goes for me as well, by the way. So my take is, if you're interested in having a presentation of people who are trying to get, I would say a semi-honest view, I would not claim for full honesty, I have my own biases, but at least a semi-honest attempt at presenting what are the sort of hurdles that you will face when trying to deploy those bleeding edge technologies, then I would say come to my talk.
Thank you, Joannes. I can't wait to learn more from you during your presentation. Don't forget to register at sctechshow.com.